past, since Friday, actually. And I know that some people have gone out of the province and some have gone to Emakaya to celebrate the Easter weekend. And I know that the roads are also going to be busy again come tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. And as people are driving back, to get back to the regular programming. And I know that schools will also be opening soon. I think they'll be opening not this coming week, the following week. So yes, I hope that you did go to church on Sunday. I know most people do celebrate the Easter weekend. And I must say, this year for me, I think, in fact, I've been very exhausted, and I decided, you know what, this weekend I'm going to try and recharge and basically just relax, And I wanted to go to church with my brother on Friday. And by the time he was done, I was still asleep. So, most our traditional churches, you have to get there 2 hours before the actual church starts because there's going to be, limited seats. So you're going to find yourself in the overflow, or even worse, like maybe sitting on the edge of the stairs. I know someone had posted Amazwas Xhenxe and like for others it's like the highlight of their church life. Some people don't go to church except for for the Easter weekend and in December when they are back home. And I was saying to a friend of mine during the course of the week that I still remember so vividly that, when I was still young, I think around about the ages of I'd say maybe between like 5 and 10, we used to go, like, it was religious that we have to go to church every Sunday. And especially on Easter. And there are certain people that are part of the of the program, and like Ilizwi Lokuqala is gonna be umkhokolethile, and it was just like very predictable. The only thing that never leaves my mind about that time was the church would always start at about 8:30, 9:00. Obviously, we're there around about 7:30. And then you only get home at like 4:30, And now that I'm older, in hindsight, that was like the ultimate outing for Amanda Badala. And obviously, being a very young child, we never understood why it was like always so packed when it was, the Easter weekend. And during the course of the year, is like if it's full, when it's not as like it's not overspilling to the overflow, but it was a good turn up during the course of the year. But came Easter, so obviously we're oblivious to the fact that there are people that are working in other provinces. That was something that was, I think, as a child, you're not really aware that people, come from near and far, to come and attend the Easter church services, from the Friday. In fact, it starts from the Thursday and then it ends on the Sunday. And yeah, so I was kind of reminiscing this past weekend. And like, it's religious for me. Like when it's Easter weekend, I always have to watch some religious movie, whether it's Moses or, something that is aligned to what the Easter represents in terms of religious purposes. And I was saying to someone that I have to watch the Moses movie that is on one of the streaming networks, and I haven't even started to watch that movie, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah, I have to. And for me, this week has been quite a hectic week. Work-wise, it has been hectic because it's the end of the financial year. As you know, that from the 1st of April, it's the new financial year. So there was a lot that one had to deliver, when it comes to work, basically running reports and submitting what needs to be submitted and signed off and so forth. So it was quite a hectic week for me, work-wise. But other than that, it was a regular week, and nothing exciting, nothing out of the ordinary that had happened. And yeah, and at least I had to, I had the privilege of catching up with my brother who is based, who's not based in East London. And we actually had a catch up session yesterday. And it was quite nice, although it was not for a long time, but the few hours that we spent together, because we don't talk every day per se. Obviously, everyone has their life to deal with, and we've got kids, we've got households to maintain. So yeah, it was basically a nice weekend for me. I know that there's a huge birthday that is being celebrated. Obasetsana Khumalo is celebrating what is dubbed the Jubilee birthday, Jubilee year, which is a 50th birthday. I've been looking at Instagram and seeing, like, all the pictures of the birthday. Apparently, it's like a 3-day soiree of some sort. So, happy birthday to her. She's a former Miss South Africa 1994 and a Miss World runner-up of the same year. And I think that, no, in fact, that year, Miss World was won by Aishwarya Rai, who is a Bollywood superstar. And yeah, so she has so many accolades. She's a producer, she's a businesswoman, she's like basically everything. Like, I think most of the value chain in the media industry, she has a finger on them. She's one of those phenomenal ladies. And yes, lest I forget, our love question for this segment. I came across someone's status this past week, and the status was this guy is saying that his girlfriend mustn't be stressed or worried because he had forgotten his charger at home, and I think the guy is driving from Johannesburg to Limpopo, and he's saying that he has forgotten his charger. So if the lady is looking for him, she mustn't stress. He is safe and will get back to her when he goes back home. Imagine, so nobody Limpopo as a quick charger, like, really, who would like forget their charger and then end up not bothering to go out of their way to charge their phone. So based on that, my question for today is I like to write it down because sometimes the rephrasing doesn't sound as good. Okay. So your partner disappears for the whole Easter weekend. What is your response when he or she comes back? Ne? Mm-hmm. So what would you do if your partner just disappears the whole of the Easter weekend, comes back tomorrow evening or early Tuesday, rushing to change and get to work on time? What do you say, to your partner now that they are back after disappearing for this whole weekend? Like, get from Thursday as we are on Tuesday. What would you say? Because I know that there are people who basically do that. Like bayaziwa, that what you call bona bazohamba, and like, come on, come on, come on, come on. What would you do? While you're thinking about it, let us play some music. And I'm trying to think what. Mm. Yes, I think I know what I'm going to play. But in the meantime, just ponder on the question: what would you do if your partner disappeared for the whole weekend and comes back? What would you say when they open that door and they walk into the house? What would you say to them? Yeah.